Peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Friday, staying healthy, powerful, productive, all that good stuff, man. What's the word? Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Friday. Give y'all about 5, 6 minutes to tap in with the kid. Let me know how y'all living and feeling before we dive into this subject matter. Y'all see what it is, man. We going at they next. We ain't holding back. We gonna go in. Y'all see it. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it. We ain't gonna try to code the message and word it differently. We gonna put it out there straight how it is, straight how it need to be. So y'all see what it is, man. But what's the word? Let me know how y'all living and feeling. Tap in with the kid. Let me know what's going on with y'all, man. What's the word? Infinite charms. Peace, my sister. What's happening? What's the word? Montel, peace. What's happening with you, my brother? How we living and feeling? Brent, peace. What's happening? What's the word? How everybody living and feeling? What's the word? Y'all see what it is, man. We keeping it about to drop some bombs on them today. Y'all see it, man. I'm done playing around with them on this here internet, man. Beats by Bless Zone out. Peace. What's happening? Gotta stay authentic out here, man. Can't be sugarcoating it out here. Gotta say what I really feel, what I really know. Steph Blaze, peace. What's happening? What's happening? Everything is peaceful my way. Everything is peaceful. Staying powerful, staying healthy over here, man. Hopefully y'all doing the same. Hopefully y'all staying healthy out here, staying informed, staying aware of what's going on around you. Because y'all know how they like to do it out here. Y'all know how they like to do it. Further pushing their agenda and all that type of good stuff on us. So, we got to tap in, pay attention, stay alert, stay informed, stay ahead of the game. Hey, Javon, peace. What's happening? Mark, peace. What's happening? Montel for sure. You know, yeah, the good old Trump statement, "Make America Great Again." But we already knew what he meant by that. But it's all good though. Like I said, I always respect the honest white folks opposed to the in the closet ones. You know what I'm saying? So I respect Trump more than I respected all these other folks, Joe Biden and Hillary. Joe Biden and Hillary don't care for black folks at all. But since everybody was so spooked out about Trump, y'all know how that went. Y'all know how that went. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know exactly how that went. Joe Biden and Bill Clinton, you know what I'm saying, made the crime bill that was responsible for locking up a lot of our brothers and sisters. But then when it was time, y'all was loving Joe. Y'all was loving Hillary. Hillary called us super predators, fam. Hillary sat down with the person that coined the term super predator, fam. And that dude, the dude that came up with that term super predator, did not fool with black folks. Hillary sat down with that man, had lunch with that man. You know what I'm saying? That's what a term came to, when y'all can look this up. The person that coined that term, super predator, in reference to us. Hillary sat down, had dinner with the guy, ate food with the guy. Stop playing with us, man. But y'all's out here, Team Hillary. You know what I'm saying? They all y'all's Team Hillary, Team Joe. Man, get out of here. I don't like none of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't fool with none of them. Straight up and down. I don't fool with any of them. Matter of fact, I love it when it's presidential selection time, just so I can start going in on the politicians. I mean, I go in on them anyway, but I like to go in on that. It's a facade, bunch of BS, and we fall for it every 4 years or so. Y'all don't even the folks that be going hard for these politicians can't even give you a thorough definition of what a Democrat is and what a Republican is. Can't even give you no thorough description. That's almost like folks in a religion that don't follow it. You know what I'm saying? And you try to ask them to break down the religion to you, and they can't because they don't follow it. Same with a Democrat and a Republican. Man, you got black folks out here calling themselves Democrat. Man, I ain't gonna call myself any of that. I don't identify with any of those parties, fam. None of those parties have my best interests at heart, historically speaking. So I never identify with any of that. Somebody asks me, am I a Democrat or a Republican? I say neither. You know what I'm saying? I'm not identifying with that. You're not going to force me to choose a party. Nah. See, that's how they get us. Force you to choose a side. See, that's the American way. But then say you got this illusion of freedom to make a decision. How you got some type of freedom when they done told you either about to be a Democrat or a Republican, and you done chose one? They don't even know what they are. Don't even know the differences. Don't know what you claiming to be. But when it's around that time to select the president, then everybody want to talk about they a Democrat. Man, I ain't none of that, man. I ain't got love for none of them sides, fam. Stop playing with me. Virgil, what's happening? Moni, peace, what's happening? Cribbin, 2 times my brother, what's happening? Peace, Khalil, peace, what's happening? We got TV, peace, what's happening? Man, hey, a mile away. I'm trying to tell you, I used to go in on Obama back in the day. Hey, Obama seems like a cool dude personally, but man, you a puppet too. Once you become that president, you a puppet, fam. You a puppet. And you just here to reinforce their agenda or enforce their agenda. You know? So everybody was, oh man, we got a black president. Like that was the end all be all. Once they was able to allow a black person to be in office, we celebrated like that was the end all be all. Man, get out of here. That's not what I'm aiming to be. I'm not proud to tell my children, man, y'all can be president of the United States. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be no president of the wicked United States because you're just a mascot for a wicked corporation. Imagine that. I'm the mascot for a corrupt business, a corrupt corporation, because the United States is a corrupt corporation. So I don't want to be the face of that. Man, I don't want to be the face of that. A racist, corrupt corporation. And I'm proud to say I'm the mascot of that. I'm the spokesperson for that. Nah, I was good. I wasn't happy like everybody else was happy. And you know what I'm saying? I wasn't celebrating. Miss Nia, what's happening? Steph Blaze, they exactly the same. We got. We believe it, and we be looking stupid and sounding stupid. You know, Emmanuel, what's happening? Magic, peace, what's happening? FH, peace, what's happening? And that's why I'm talking about making the black man God again. Man, I got a book right here that everybody need to go get. Shout out to brother Wesley Muhammad. When somebody asked me on my last stream some of my favorite writers, I forgot to mention brother Wesley Muhammad. I pretty much got all of his works, man. And this was like the first book, one of the first books that I read when I started to come into knowledge of self. Man, I read this book, man, over 12 years ago. The Book of God, man, the encyclopedia of proof that the black man is God. Encyclopedia of proof. Dude laid it out in this particular book. So all my people that was commenting under the post when I asked about, if you subscribe to a certain religion, do you really think all the other ones are wrong? And a lot of people was getting on that joint talking about the truth and things like that. Well, it's a lot of irrefutable facts in this particular book, and I'm no Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a part of the Nation of Islam, but I can't deny the truth when the truth is presented. And this led me to further research and studying. And I corroborated a lot of the claims that were made in this book, or a lot of the truths that were stated in this book about the gods of old that was worshipped and how they came in the form of black men. The Sumerians, the Greeks, all of these ancient cultures, their gods were black men. Even when you go to the Bible in particular, they tell you that God is a man. But see, boom, they couldn't really transfer that truth over to us when they had enslaved our people. So they had to remix a lot of this information. But subconsciously, we already know it. That's why subconsciously, most people, when they refer to God, they say he, him, father, things like that. That's just what it is. Subconsciously, y'all do it. But then when we start telling folks what it is and start telling folks the truth and actually start living it out, then everybody want to hit you with some type of weird, oh, it's a spirit. No, your book's letting you know it was a man. Read it. Come on. All you got to do is study. All you got to do is study, man. All you got to do is study. That's all you got to do is study. You know, and that's why I asked that question that I asked about religion. That's why I asked. That's why I asked. That's why I asked. Just start studying the term and the concept of God, man. Just do that. That's all I ask for people to do. I can bring up a lot of quotes in this particular book. Bobby, peace, what's happening? Oh yeah, Bobby, for sure. And that's why I kind of asked the question, you know, because I like to get to know the people that I'm interacting with. You know, I need to know everybody else's journey. I don't want to just get on here and throw my opinions out here like they facts. You know, I just want to know, or throw my story out here like mine is the only one that matters. I need to know everybody else's story. I need to know what everybody else believes. You know, I need to know what everybody else subscribes to, so that we can have healthy conversations. You know what I'm saying? But to sit, I know I can't have a conversation with a person that 100%. I can't have a conversation with a person that literally believes whatever that they are subscribed to is 100% right and exact, with no possibility of it being wrong. Meaning they know what they subscribe to is correct 100%. Nah, even what I subscribe to, I understand that there's a possibility that I could be wrong. So that opens my mind, so I'm able to have better conversations and dialogues with other open-minded folks. I'm never about to just enforce my knowledge, belief, whatever you want to call it, on other people like it's 100% right and exact, and everything else is a lie. Nah, nope, that don't even make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me. You know, but what we gonna do is deal with the truth. And when we start talking about certain concepts, we cannot deny the facts. We can't deny that we done had ancient cultures create, like I would say, creating God in their image and things like that. But we can't deny the fact that when you go trace all these images of higher powers, of gods, whatever you want to call them, it boils down to this black male figure. It's just, it is what it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Y'all know the ancient verse of the Bible that most people quote when it comes to showing and proving that ye are all God's children of the Most High, things like that. Y'all know that infamous verse. Like, that's a basic verse. That's a basic verse. But I don't even really care to use like the Bible to show and prove what it is that I'm saying. All I'm saying is go study the ancient cultures. Like I said, the ancient Greeks at one point, the ancient Sumerians, man, in the Indus Valley, all of these ancient groups, all of these ancient cultures, their God looked just like me, looked just like you. Straight up. Straight up. And what they had to do, or what they did, know thyself, peace. And what the white folks had to do was they had to, what we say, they had to make God a mystery. So they created the concept of a mystery God. That's what you would hear us say, a mystery God. The white folks created that concept because they knew who the true and living God is and was. So they had to keep that knowledge concealed from us by making God a mystery. So that's when they start telling you that God is not a man, God is not, doesn't have a color, God is a spirit. So that's when they start telling you that. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew that, hey, if we show them who the true and living God is, then we're not going to be able to stop them. That's why they had to destroy our libraries. That's why they had to strip everything from us. That was the culture that we was coming from. Fam, we understood, our ancestors understood. They didn't separate God from man. They didn't separate God from the universe. Like, we was one with all of that. You know what I'm saying? We was one with all of that. You can find God in everything when you start studying the ancestors. Man, they knew that. They knew that. So they had to strip our culture from us, and they had to make God a mystery. They had to make God a mystery. They had to make it spooky. They did that. Our ancestors never subscribed to something like that. They knew it wasn't no difference between them and God, like at all. Go study the ancient cultures, man. I'm trying to tell you. They was one with what some people call a creator. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like this 100%. Like I said, man, I got plenty of books on our ancestors behind me. But like I said, this book of God right here, this was one of the first books that introduced me to the concept. I'm not going to say introduced me to the concept, but this is one of the first books that I grabbed when I started to study the concept. Because I was raised as a Baptist. Fam, I was raised as a Baptist. So when I came across, like I always was a little hip to my peoples used to listen to Farrakhan them back in the day on the VHS tapes, showing my age a little bit. But we had VHS tapes of Farrakhan, Khalid Muhammad. They used to come on C-SPAN. Now, if you old enough and you remember C-SPAN, they used to come on the C-SPAN, man, some of them speeches. And when I was little, I would hear some of the stuff that they was talking about. You know, and so I already had a little knowledge of folks saying the black man is God and stuff like that, man. But when I got a little older, I lost it. So when I had came back around and read the autobiography of Malcolm X, I say, hold on, I need to study this. I need to study this a little bit further. So I did. So I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad. And then I was reading this right here, you know, boom, and How to Eat to Live, all of that. And then I started studying a lot of ancient religions, a lot of ancient cultures. And lo and behold, every time you were studying these ancient cultures, anytime they talked about some type of God, boom, it revolved around black man. I'm trying to tell you, you know, and the praise and esteem that they have for the black woman. See, a lot of times, this is when people hear the black man is God, this, that, and the third, they be like, well, what about the woman? Y'all know we refer to the woman as the earth. Again, when we talk about God and earth, we ain't placing one above the other. Hey, what is a God without an earth to, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have an earth, if you don't have a soil, you know what I'm saying? To plant your seed, to plant your fruit, what do you have? What do you have, fam? You don't have civilization if you don't have an earth, if you don't have a planet. If you don't have a planet, if you don't have an earth, you don't have civilization. So again, when people hear us refer to ourselves as God and then put the woman as earth, they be thinking we placing ourselves higher than the woman. That's impossible. That's impossible, fam. What would we be without the planet Earth? We would not exist. So that shows you how much we respect the black woman. If we don't have a planet Earth, none of us exist. I don't care what type of God you believe in, fam. We don't have the planet Earth right now. We do not exist. Just like if we don't have a black woman, we not existing. I came out of the womb of a black woman. Of course, she needed the black man in order to produce me. But again, we dealing in equality. That was my first house. You know what I'm saying? Was in the womb. I stayed there for 9 months. You stayed in that womb for 9 months, fam. So when people hear us talk about the black man, don't think we out here disrespecting our sisters. No. At least not on my end. That's not happening, fam. That's not happening because again, if you a guy, you ain't got no earth to plant your seed. You ain't got no soil to plant your seed in, man. What do you have? We don't have any civilization. We don't have life. We don't have life, fam. Straight up. Spookism. Yeah, that's spookism. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we refer to that as. That's spookism. And they good for that. Try to make things spooky, in which they got us. You know, for the most part, they got us, fam. And this was, I don't know if y'all saw my post about religion. The responses were kind of interesting. You know, the responses was kind of interesting, very interesting, I should say. I had a few folks that I guess would be Christians or whatever the case may be, was basically saying 99% of the truth is still a lie. Like if it's an ounce of the story that's not true, then the whole thing is a lie. Things like that. And I say, see, here we go. Here we go. I say, here we go. Brian, peace. What's happening? Hatchet Dragon, peace. What's happening? Oh yeah, for sure. And y'all already know about that. Yeah, the Council of Nicaea. It's in that. It's in this book. I got that in several books. Shaka Musa Barashango. I think he got one book that mentions that, but I mean I got plenty of books that mentions all of that. What is it? 325 AD, man. Who was that mentioned that in the song? Was that Rashcast, Nature of the Threat? But yeah, they did all type of stuff, man. All type of things when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to a lot of these prominent spiritual figures from back in the day. Like they didn't whitewashed a lot of them. Y'all already know, Passion of the Christ. Anytime you pretty much have a movie that so-called Jesus is supposed to be in, even though that couldn't be his name, his real name, that could not be his name. Let's settle there. But anytime we have a movie that depicts him, what color is he? What color is he? Never looks like us. Never looks like us. But then needs to be the same people that tell you color doesn't matter. It don't matter what color. Doesn't matter. Why does it matter? Like when I start telling you if Jesus existed, then he would have had to be black. And I say this around white folks, they be like, well, the color shouldn't matter what color he was. Well, then if it didn't matter, if it doesn't matter, then why every movie he got to be depicted looking like y'all? And then the moment one of us says, hey, geographically speaking, if this guy existed, he would have been black. Then now all of a sudden it's a problem. It's a problem when we say that, but then when they depict them as white, European, all that type of nonsense. When they depict them in that light, it's cool. It's cool. Color doesn't matter. Like color doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Only time color doesn't matter is when we start telling y'all that dude had to be black. That's the only time. If y'all notice that, let us make a movie. I mean, this has happened, but let us make a movie, and in that movie we got Jesus is black. I guarantee you, the white community will be going crazy. I guarantee the white community will be going crazy. You know what I'm saying? The white community will be going crazy. They going crazy. We make a movie out here and we put Jesus in that thing and he black, and we put his real name in that thing. And he black. He got long locks. Woolly hair, whatever the case may be. It's over with. That movie getting cut. We ain't even gonna be that movie ain't gonna show nowhere. It's gonna have to be on Tubi, and they might even take it off of that. That movie will receive no funding. That movie will get canceled. It will get canceled big time. Say our man need to be studying alchemy spells. That's how the universe works. That's truly the only way to break this matrix. Oh man, listen. And I remember when I was tapping into a Will Smith interview back in the day, and he was talking about how his favorite book at the time was The Alchemist, and how that book put him on game to a lot of things. If you haven't read that book, definitely tap in with that book. But for sure, man, it's a lot of things that we need to be studying and tapped into. A lot of things that we write off. That we act like we don't have time to be studying and mastering. And some things we look at it like it's more feminine to be, what I'm saying? Like when it comes to alchemy and studying spells and things like that, like, nah, brothers need to be just as tapped in as the sisters that's tapped in. Like for real, we need to be just as tapped in and connected to the universe like the sisters are. But of course, they have created a situation that has caused us to deviate from our nature. They got us living in a society in a way that we are disconnected from the way that we truly need to be living to thrive. Like they got us disconnected from nature. We are people of nature, fam. Like we get out here, the sun energizes us, fam. Like the sun energizes us. We thrive in nature. We thrive in tropical climates, things like that. We are disconnected from all of that, fam. We disconnected from all of that. Thunder Scorpion for sure, man. And I'm trying to tell, like, man, we got to learn how to take all that stuff and combine it. Like, we be overly obsessed with that, but it's like, all right, in order to really fight these beasts, we gotta learn weaponry. We gotta make some weapons to defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta do that. 100% right and exact. 100%. We gotta operate from a level of balance, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's a time and place for all of that. Now, and we can never get away from who we dealing with. You know, if we're dealing with a savage enemy that's about to make the craziest bombs that can destroy entire cities, we gotta also get our scientists in labs and have something to match that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can't just be letting them make all these bombs and think we could just pray our way out of the situation. No, you know, it's a time for war, it's a time for peace, it's a time for all of that. But the key word, it's a time for war. So we got to understand that it is a time to go to war. It's a time for that. So we got to be prepared. We got to be prepared for that, fam. We got to be prepared for that. When it's time to go to war, we got to be ready to go to war. And we got to understand what comes with going to war. We ain't ready for that. We don't, that warrior mentality, that warlike mentality in the black man, it is gone, fam. It's gone for the most part. If we had to go to war, if all the black men had to come together and go to war and fight somebody that's not ourselves, we ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna make it. We gonna end, unfortunately, we gonna end up turning them guns on each other and killing each other. So the enemy wouldn't have to do much. They just we align up. We'll get ready to fight on the enemy, and then, like clockwork, it'll turn into we start shooting each other. Somebody then looked at a person's shoes and they got mad, and then we just shot and killed each other. And now the enemy just looking at us and we taking each other out. They got us programmed to that point now. That's where we at with it. We had to go to war tomorrow and fight somebody that didn't look like us. It wouldn't last too long. We'll just start, we'll wipe each other out before we even get to that point. So we ain't ready. We ready to kill our sisters before we ready to kill anybody else. You know what I'm saying? We ready to go to war with our sisters before we ready to go to war with anybody else. Like, straight up, we ready to go to war with our sisters. We ready to go to war with black women before we go to war with anybody else, because they don't think it's going on out here. They don't think that this agenda is being pushed on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta do the knowledge to all this type of stuff that's going on out here. You know, we further put it's agendas out here, man, that's in place. You know, when you got this Keke Palmer thing popping off, you got to do the knowledge to the metaphysical deeper meaning behind what that was all about in the first place. Had that black man looking weak. Had that black man looking looking gross. You know what I'm saying? Had that brother looking gross, fam. Had that brother looking gross. Ah, man, she make more money than dude, and then she capitalizing off a dude statement that he made. She got shirts talking about I am a mom, like she capitalizing off of it. You know, just look how that looks, man. The deeper meaning of that, fam. Like, the deeper meaning of that whole situation. Like, it's deeper than what just actually happened. You got to look at what's being portrayed. You got to look at what's being portrayed in that type of situation, fam. You got to look at what's being portrayed. Because you got, matter of fact, just connect all the dots. You got to look at what's being portrayed, and you got to look at the message that they sending you. So the Keke Palmer situation happened. Boom, making that black man look bad and trash. He ain't the breadwinner. Then next thing you know, same situation happened with somebody like a Kyle Kuzma and Winnie Harlow. Kyle Kuzma just signed a $100 million contract with the Washington Wizards. He's present at the situation. Winnie Harlow jumps in his lap when Usher tries it. What is that an indicator of? Okay, man, if you got some money, then your woman, she might act right. How does that make it? Come on, man. And Kyle Kuzma out here was looking like a fun boy in some pictures with who was that, like Lil Baby and who was all in that photo. But Kyle Kuzma was looking like a fun boy out here. So, man, I'm trying to tell you, just look at the deeper meaning of things, man. Connect these dots. Connect these dots, man. Just connect these dots, fam. You just gotta pay attention, connect these dots. It's a deeper meaning to everything, fam. You just got to extract the meaning, but connect the dots, though. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. Kyle Kuzma was a fun boy. But see, that's he signed that $100 million contract. Ooh, she finna jump in his lap because he was there. Things like that, man. Just do the knowledge to it, man. Do the knowledge to when things happen, man, and connect the dots. What we say, everything is connected. You know, that's how our ancestors, we connected the dots. We connected these things, man. Everything is connected, man. We piecing things together. You know, we got to piece everything together because obviously y'all see how filtered social media is. They will not allow a lot of things to exist. Fam, I didn't have plenty of videos get removed and deleted. So trust me, when something makes its way to the surface, they have approved it, they have allowed it. And if it stays on the surface, then they are definitely allowing it and approving it. I mean, I done had too many videos get deleted. You know, so when you got things that exist on social media for a long time without being removed, man, it passed through the filtration system and they approved it. They approved it. They allowing you to see that. They want you to see that. And it's for a reason. Man, it's for a reason. Hey, Terenza, peace to everybody that's tapped in. Brian, peace. What's happening? What's happening? Man, Brian, listen, it's like I said, the programming, brainwashing, there's been a lot of things that have happened to the black man, the black woman in the wilderness of North America. And unfortunately, a lot of black men and a lot of black women don't have a thorough knowledge and understanding of themselves, and they dealing with self-hatred. And unfortunately, a lot of us was raised by black men and black women that were dealing with the self-hatred, and so they passed all of this down to us, and it's a vicious cycle. Some of us break that cycle, a lot of us don't, though. You know, so you dealing with self-hatred, you dealing with a vicious cycle of self-hatred. And the few of us that break the cycle, it's hard for us to get through to folks, because again, it's hard for you as a black man or a black woman that came into this knowledge of yourself, and you had this love for yourself. It's hard for you to get through to somebody that do not like themselves or love themselves. Hard. Oh yeah. Yeah, tell man, stop searching for women who only care about makeup, weed, partying, etc. Value the women who understands how important war and protection is. 100%. 100%. 100%. All that stuff is dead anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff is dead anyway. Look at the cultures that come here and sell our sisters the weaves. All that type of nonsense, man. Just look at them cultures don't have any respect for black women nor black men. Like, for real. Come on now. Like, we gotta soldier up, and that's for real. We gotta soldier up, man. We gotta stop being soft. We gotta stop being passive. You know, I was building with some clients today, man. They was having a conversation, and I had to add my 2 cents in. You know, I forgot really what they was talking about, but I heard some things, and I just had to come out and say it. You know, I told them flat out, in a relationship, the relationship dynamic between black men and black women, you know, I'm gonna speak as a black man. I had to let them know straight up. I said, man, don't no black woman want no soft and weak black man. And as a black man, you shouldn't want to be soft and weak. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't want people to be able to walk all over you. You shouldn't want to be a man with no foundation, with no principles that you stand on. And that's what I mean by soft and weak. You ain't got no foundation. You ain't got no principles that you stand on. You allow people to walk over you verbally, physically, all that type of stuff. Man, you shouldn't want to be that. You shouldn't want to be that as a black man. You shouldn't want to be that as a man, period. And don't no sister want that at the end of the day. And I don't care what she telling you. I don't care what she telling you. I don't care. Like I didn't have plenty of arguments about this with bro. I don't care what that sister is telling you. She don't want that. She don't want that. I'm trying to tell you, she don't want that, and you shouldn't want to be that. Just like you as a man, you don't want no women that's like a thug out here that's harder than you. You don't want no sister out here that's harder than you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no sister out here that'll punch a dude in the face for talking to you crazy. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want no sister out here that's harder than you. You don't want no sister out here that's sagging her pants and whatnot. Like, you don't want that. So these sisters don't want no brother that's out here soft, fam. Like, for real. Straight up. So we got to operate on that. Listen, that's how I was raised. That's how I was, man. We can't be so. I remember back in the day, they used to be like, man, we used to get in the fights with a man. You be like, man, you better not let dude beat you up. Like, come on. That's how we was raised. African Wolf, peace. Appreciate that donation for sure. Oh, yeah. I think she getting her nails done or something. I don't know what she doing. Oh, the dollar drop. I mean, I've been talking about that dollar dropping, which the dollar is constantly losing value. Constantly. It's been that way for a little minute. Brian, it always starts with saving yourself. That's what knowledge of self is all about. That's what knowledge of self is. Knowledge of self revolves around you saving yourself. But see what happens when you save yourself, you indirectly, or you can say it's directly, but you're going to save other people just by you saving yourself. It might be 5 people, it might be 2 people, it might be 1 person, but you're going to save yourself. You're going to save other people by saving yourself. And that's a fact. You know, so that's why I tell, even in a relationship, man, you got to step back. Listen, the better, if I'm in a good space mentally in the relationship, then the relationship gonna flow a lot smoother. So I got to do what I need to do for myself in order for this relationship to thrive. But if you in a relationship and all you doing is trying to please another person and you neglecting yourself, that relationship ain't gonna last too long, man. You can't be neglecting yourself in any type of relationship. You got to look out for yourself first. You got to take care of yourself first. You able to take care of yourself, you're able to take care of other people. That's a fact. But if you're not able to take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. Just like if you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to take care of yourself. You got to know yourself. You got to understand yourself before you can transfer that to other people. I can't claim to know and understand somebody else if I don't know and understand myself. Nah, like that don't even make any sense. So I'm gonna get in tune with myself first. And the more I get in tune with myself, like when you study yourself, you study in the universe. It's the microcosm and the macrocosm. You know, you the micro, you studying yourself, the same elements that exist within you exist outside of you. So when you start mastering the elements that exist within you, you can master the elements that exist without you or outside of you. And that's just a fact of life, man. So master them elements within you. These elements are the same that exist outside of you. So focus on yourself, man. Every time you focus on yourself, man, I'm telling you, that's better in your relationship with people outside of you. You know, I done been in them situations, man, where I'm trying to break my back for the other person and I'm neglecting my own mental well-being and physical well-being. No. Like I done seen people allow themselves to get out of shape, fam, because they trying to please a person. Fam, first of all, if a person is sitting back requesting you to not take care of yourself physically, then that person don't love you. But I done seen people do that, fam. I didn't seen people do that. I done seen people eat themselves into obesity because they with a person that likes to eat, and they don't want to tell that person no. Although they know they shouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z, they know they shouldn't be eating X, Y, and Z, but they don't want to break. They don't want to break the heart of this person. They don't want to hurt their feelings, so they going out here eating any and everything under the sun. Like, nah, man. If you've been on your fitness tip and you've been eating a certain type of way, I'm not about to change the way I'm eating to please you, fam. If you can't accept the way that I'm eating, then hey, this ain't gonna work. If you trying to get me to eat another way, and you gonna try to use that against me, saying, well, you don't never eat the food I like, that means you don't love me. Nah, this ain't finna work, fam. And there's people that's out here that's doing that. Nah, I'm good on that. Like I came into this thing caring about my physical fitness and my mental health. So look, hey, listen, do you, but do not try to force me to deviate from what I was doing that was working for me. Nah, especially when it's not conducive to my health and well-being. I can see if it was reversed, if you got a person that had a bunch of toxic habits and then you get in a relationship with a person with healthy habits and the person with healthy habits is trying to put you on to healthier things, healthier foods, healthier lifestyle. It's a different ball game because that's going to elevate you. They want to see you live. But when the reverse is happening, that's trash. You're not going to take me from a healthy life. Man, all you do is eat salads, drink smoothies. Well, you need to eat this bacon. And you keep trying to make me eat the, man, I'm not going to be with that. But I done seen people before they was in a relationship, they working out 4 or 5 days a week, eating clean. Then they get in a relationship. All of a sudden, they done stop working out. They done stop paying attention to what they eat. And they be like, man, my dude, he be barbecuing all the time. Or my dude know how to cook real good. He cook all this unhealthy food, and I can't say no to it. What you mean you can't say no to it? You weren't eating that way before him. What you mean you can't say no? You better learn to say no. Now all of a sudden you 50 pounds overweight, man, because you couldn't tell this dude no. Nah, we ain't going. I gotta look out for myself. If I don't have my health, this relationship ain't gonna last long. You know, with the amount of stress that the black man has to deal with, I can't be in no relationship not paying attention to my health. Man, I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. Oh, Mark, man, the parents are big time traumatized, man. Big time. Big time. Brian, man, see, that's the thing. See, while I can understand what you're saying, it also got to come with that understanding of the Americanized blacks that you're talking about. We got to understand that that's not the true representation of the black man. You looking at a whitewashed mentality, like you looking at a white man's mentality in a black body. When you talk about America, when you talk about black folks that's not on the positive vibe that you was trying to be on, you looking at folks that have been immersed into this white society and they living and they trying to emulate these white folk. They trying to emulate the oppressor. Once we get knowledge of ourselves, hence myself, because I used to be one of them ones. I don't want to hear you tell me this positive stuff. I don't want to hear this positive music. I used to be that. But once I got this knowledge of self, once I started to study my history, man, I was open to all of that now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to understand what we're dealing with. You know, these black folks, they not just denying your positive energy because that's what black folks do. Like, nah, that's not the true nature of the black man. That's not the true nature of the black woman to be denying what's positive. You know, but they then brainwashed us, they then programmed us to the point where now we are enamored with destruction. We attracted to destruction. So if it's not destructive, we don't want to hear it. But that's not who we truly are by nature, fam. By nature, we not gravitating towards stuff that's gonna kill us. But we not living according to that nature. We acting other than our own true selves. And that's what it is. We have been westernized, you know, so you got to give people the chance, man. Again, I wasn't born this way, fam. I was on some savage in the pursuit of happiness type of vibes for 18, 19, 20 years. I was out here doing some wild things, disrespecting sisters, disrespecting my parents, man. Nanny did nothing to me, going crazy. You know, I was on that type of vibe. I was wild out here. You know what I'm saying? Outside of like doing drugs and stuff, I wasn't doing none of that, man. But I was just wild out here as far as my attitude, as far as my temper, as far as me not wanting to hear any positive stuff when it came to black. I didn't want to hear none of that. I was a typical negative, destructive young black man. So I got to give my people leeway because I was once that. So again, I can't forget where I came from. I got to understand where I came from and how I was able to change. So I feel like if I was able to change, everybody and anybody is able to change. Man, I used to eat everything. Fam, I used to eat everything. I wasn't born with the discipline. I wasn't born vegan. I wasn't born vegetarian, man. I was born a savage, meat eating young black man. I ate any and everything, wasn't nothing off limits. Then I opened my mind to some information and I made a change. So when folks tell me, man, I can't see myself letting go of this food, I say, man, listen, I let go of all the foods that I swear I never let go. I used to drink sodas all day, every day. My room back at my crib, back at my people's crib, used to be filled with the soda cans, man. Hawaiian punches, Fantas, all these sodas, man. I used to drink sodas all the time, all day, every day. My mom's about 2 or 3 of the 12-pack sodas. I drink one of them in a day, fam. I drink one of them in a day. I kid y'all not, fam. Like that, come on. I ain't had no discipline. I ate whatever. So if I can do it, anybody can do it, man. It don't get any worse than what I was on. The only difference was I didn't look like I was bad out of shape because I was so active. That was it. So people will look at me on the outside and think, man, you ain't doing that. That's because I was active. I played every sport under the sun. I stayed active. It wasn't a time where I was sitting down. That saved me a little bit. If I was sedentary, man, if I was a sedentary child and wasn't doing anything, man, I wouldn't have made it. Promise you I wouldn't have made it. Promise y'all I wouldn't have made it far. Because I was experiencing symptoms back in the day, as y'all know. I was experiencing symptoms back in the day when I was looking like Tony Atlas, the short version. You know what I'm saying? When I was looking like Tony Atlas, the short version out here, man, my body, my internal organs felt like they were shutting down. Nosebleeds, headaches every other day. Like you turn the light on, I got an instant headache. You know what I'm saying? The temperature hot, nosebleed, all that, blood pressure high. Every time I checked that joint, man, I had all them symptoms, man. So it was only a matter of time if I would have continued to travel down that path, man. I was going to break down. I was breaking down. I was breaking down in. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, them stud. Yeah, don't know man, won't no stud. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't know real OG, don't know real man, won't no stud. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that, fam. I don't want that. I don't want to look at you and you acting harder than me. I just don't want that, fam. I don't want that. We don't want that, fam. We do not want that. Like, that's ridiculous. Sit down somewhere. We sitting down. I'm sitting down and I'm having a dispute with a grown man, and it's just me and this other dude, and you acting like you want to fight the dude. Man, sit down somewhere. Let 2 grown men hash this out like 2 grown men. You sit down somewhere. I don't want no woman that's all up in the dude face more than me trying to fight the dude. Like, man, sit down somewhere, and vice versa. You a woman with a dude and she trying to and the dude all up in the woman face. Man, sit down somewhere. Let these women handle that. Don't no woman want no sassy man, and don't no dude want no stud. Like, for real. Like, that's what it is, man. Like, that's what it is, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we striving, those of us that have any ounce of knowledge of ourselves, man, you want a righteous woman, man, that's willing to listen and strive to understand you and respect your principles and enforce the principles. That's it. Man, I said, man, dude, like, this is what I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna tell some of you sisters about some of us men that got our head on straight. Man, we quite simple, man. We don't want much. Matter of fact, we don't want much of anything. Every time my birthday come around, they be like, "What you want? What you want to do?" I be like, "Man, nothing. I'm good." And as long as we breathing, long as we making enough money to do what we need to do, all that type of good stuff, man, we cool, we chilling. Long as we able to provide, man, we good. We do not be wanting anything, fam. Man, I don't be needing anything to satisfy me, man. Every time somebody they be getting mad at me because I don't be wanting anything. Man, I'm good. I'm good. And most of the brothers I know, man, we that simple, man. We ain't got to be doing extravagant things out here to to be happy, to be satisfied, man. We good with sitting at the crib doing our little hobbies, fam. We cool with sitting at the crib, man. I'm cool going to the gym and chilling out. Fam, I'm good. I'm happy. I can do this for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? I can do this for the rest of my life and be at peace. It doesn't take a lot, fam. But when you start not listening, when you start wanting to argue and cause unnecessary rifts, we be having problems. Fam, I don't want to argue. Contrary to what folks may believe and think, we don't be wanting no smoke. We don't be feeling like arguing. We don't want to argue. We don't want to do that. We don't want to argue. We don't want to fuss. We don't want to fight. We don't want to deal with somebody that has attitude for whatever reason. Like, man, if I didn't do anything to intentionally harm you, fam, we don't feel like it, fam. Like, we don't be wanting to deal with that, fam. You know, so the moment that stuff starts to hit us continuously, got a problem. Man, we don't be wanting nothing, man. We want respect. That's it, man. We don't even care about the man, just respect us, fam. Man, dudes ain't finna be like, man, I just want all the loving in the world. Man, just respect me. Respect me, respect what I say. That's it. Respect, man, just give me the respect and just like listen and just gain an understanding of me. Don't try to force me to be something I'm not. Don't try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be trying to force me to act in a way that I ain't trying to act. Don't do that. Just listen to what I tell you and respect that. Just like I'm going to respect what you tell me, I'm going to strive to listen to what it is that you telling me. I'm going to strive to gain an understanding of you. That's all we be wanting. That's it. Yeah, man, hey, not wanting anything rubs off. It definitely rubs off on people. Like, we good, man. We not trying to, like, we not trying to have all, man, I don't be trying to do nothing. Like, matter of fact, I love it when it be my birthday. Cause matter of fact, they be like, what you want to do? I'll be like, nothing. So, like, literally, let me do nothing. Man, that'd be the best day of my life. Cause then everybody respect the fact that I don't want to do nothing. And they let me do nothing. Man, I'm great. I feel great when you let me do absolutely nothing, man. I'm good. I'm handling business because that's what I'm gonna end up doing. That's what I'm gonna end up doing. Is nothing. Like, I'll be chilling. You know, we work. If any man is a man, he out here putting in a lot of work. You know, so if anything, man, we just want to rest, man. We just want to sit back, rest, because we done probably been doing so much. Man, I'm cool, man. I'm cool, man. I will sit down and do nothing. Like, fam, I'm trying to tell y'all think I'm BSing, man. I can sit down with the bare minimum and be good. Hey, sick, appreciate that cash out for sure. Colleen, I'm trying to tell you, I don't know any. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know any man that doesn't want to argue because they have feminized a lot of our brothers. So you got some of them that's just as sassy as these women, so they might be looking for arguments. But the real OGs that I know, man, they ain't trying to do that. Man, they not trying to do that, fam. Like, I done got to the point now where I just be like, man, I'll be quiet, fam. Like, all right. Like, all right. You know, I didn't grown, like, man, I don't, all right. Like, that'd be my response. Okay. I hear folks now with the okay. Like, okay. Man, nobody got time for that, fam. Like, all right, if I see that you're not striving to respect what I just said, or if I see that you're not striving to understand something that I'm saying or listen, all that, you're gonna get here with the okay, this conversation is going to be over. It's going to be over with. You know, but a lot of the brothers that I know, man, we keep it simple, man. I'm trying to tell you, don't take much. We are easy to satisfy, man. We good. Man, you cook us some little food, fam, man, we rolling. You know, you cook us some little food, man, make us a little small, whatever it is we like, man, like with the food and the smoothies. You fix us our little plate of food, man, we good. And just leave us alone for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? We good, fam. Let us watch our sport, whatever it is we watch, if we tap into, let us do that for a little minute. Handle our little business, man, we good. We are good. Like, this is great. Trust me when I tell you, man, that's what most of these the brothers that have their heads on straight, That's what they look for, man. That is exactly what they want. We don't want all that destruction. We don't want all that chaos. Don't bring it our way, please. And thank you. Don't do that. You know, and the OGs I know, they shutting that down. They shutting it down. They ain't finna deal with all that. Kuma, man, I remember back, man, this might have been like a year ago. I remember when it was a post, man, and the chicks was talking about, I gotta paraphrase what the status was. They was talking greasy about dudes that like men that like to play the game. Like you shouldn't be a grown man playing the game. I was like, man, we can't do nothing. So y'all would rather us be out in the streets getting shot at and doing the shooting, opposed to sitting in the crib where you are at, where you can know that I'm not doing anything foul to you. You would rather us be out in the streets doing a bunch of nonsense, but then we sit back trying to play the game to stay out of trouble. And now you know what I'm saying? Like, man, shut up. Like, if playing the game is keeping me out of trouble, then I'm gonna play this game. But man, dudes be grown men be under attack because they got the hobby of playing the game. Like, that's about to, like, man, come on, man, that's ridiculous. Any little peaceful thing we try to do, somebody got to criticize it. Man, y'all playing, why are you playing the game? You too old to be playing the game. Man, I ain't know the game systems had age limits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know that. I ain't know that at all, man. Playing the game keep me out of trouble, man. I don't play that game. I don't play that game. I don't play that. You better get you a controller too and play this game with me. You know what I'm saying? Or else he gonna find one that like to play that game with him. Keep on playing with him. Keep on playing with him, man. Y'all better stop doing that. You got with that dude, and before you got with him, he was playing the game. You know what I'm saying? So why you think he finna stop playing the game when he get with you? I ain't never understand that. You got with the dude, he was a gamer when you got with him. He was a gamer before you got with him. And now all of a sudden it's a problem. Man, you better get that. You better play that game with him. You better have him teach you how to play that game, man. That's the love language that y'all be talking about. The love language of that man is letting him teach you how to play this game. Man, better not disturb that brother when he playing the game, man. I know a lot of brothers that would be out here doing a lot of foul things if they were not playing the game. Me personally, I didn't been off the game for a minute. Like I stopped playing the game around college time, but man, that's just because I stopped. You know what I'm saying? But that mug was keeping me on point, man. I play that game, man. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm like, man, I'm put this game on. Like, for real. I wish somebody would have said something crazy to me back then when I was playing that game, man. That was back in the day. I might have went off. Oh, they said play. Not only do like I've seen women criticize men of playing the game, but then some of them same women watch what we call reality TV. It's like, man, I let you have your reality TV, man. Let me have this game, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like you watching women fight on TV. You watching women argue and all this on TV every day, but then you telling me playing the game is a problem. Fam, watch your reality TV and let me play the game. Leave me alone. Like, I don't be want to take it there, but if you gonna criticize me playing the game, then I'm finna ask you what you doing with your time. Like, you out here watching these women argue and fight, and then you want to say a grown man shouldn't be playing the game. But you watching reality TV, you watching the most destructive form of TV. Like the scripted reality TV where they got these women fighting, arguing, fussing, all that type of stuff. I'm gonna let you have your little vice. Let me have my hobby here. You know what I'm saying? Leave me alone. But I be seeing a lot of posts like that make their rounds on Facebook, man. That's when I was like, man, a bro can't meditate. Yeah, man, what you a grown man? What you meditating for? What you sitting here breathing for? Like, man, what can we do? I remember when I used to be reading books back in the day, and all you be wanting to do is read. I'm like, man, you better be happy. This all I want to do now, because back then it was different. A few months ago it was a different ball game. All you be wanting to do is read, man. You better get some of this information too. It's about to change your life. And all you be wanting to do is read. I'm like, yeah, because it was a few I used to do all this clubbing and partying. Stuff about get you killed. You get caught up in the crossfires, man. You go into the wrong places at the wrong time, and you out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning getting pulled over by the police. And now you seeing how the police just killing everybody. Man, there was plenty of nights where I could have been one of them victims. I'm out at these parties in the city of St. Louis. Y'all done seen the most dangerous cities list. Man, St. Louis always in that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at these parties in the city of St. Louis, 2 o'clock in the morning, man, getting pulled over by cops. Man, I'm glad I made it. You at a party, man, gunshots ringing out, man. You got to dip and dodge, get to your vehicle. Man, ain't nobody had time for all of that, man. Anybody got time for that. So you better be happy that I'm deciding at 21, 22 that I'm like, man, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start reading, fam. Like, I'm just read these books and I'm going to just chill out. I'm going to stay at the crib. Like, I'm going to just go out to eat at one of these restaurants that's out the way. Like, I ain't trying to be seen and heard by everybody, man. I ain't got time for that. But, man, they'll call that boring real quick. Hatchet Dragon for sure. For sure. I got a healthy view of black women for sure. But I've dealt with the poisonous ones where I've dealt with them. I've definitely dealt with the shiesty sisters. I've dealt with them. Because like I said, I was giving out shiesty energy at a point in time in my life, like just bad energy. So I attracted what I was, so I was coming across all of that, man, conniving joints. So I didn't dealt with all that, fam. It's crazy. Marcus, man, I'm 32, be 33 this coming November, though. Say the bored because you have to come read, meditate, and walk some nature trails. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's peaceful to me. It must be out here like, man, that's boring. That's what I used to post up. I used to do this on purpose, though. But I used to go where I know the white folks. I used to go to like Starbucks, and I pull out the most the blackest book I got, and I post up and read it with the blackest clothing I got. And I used to post up at the Starbucks with the book, bring my laptop out, and be reading. And them white folks would be looking at me crazy. But man, I used to do stuff like that. Then go to the park before I do my little cardio at the track or whatever. Man, I'm reading. And that's boring, man. All you want to do is read and work out. But if I wanted to sip lean and fight all the time, I wouldn't be bored. Like, that's crazy. If I wanted to sip lean, get drunk, you know what I'm saying, and fight all the time, then okay, we cool. Man, y'all better get. I had homeboys that was calling me boring. I had some chicks that would be like, man, what you doing? So I had both parties. Like, homeboys was like, man, you changed. You don't want to go out, man. Come on, I'm not supposed to be the same dude. I'm supposed to grow. Now some of them coming along and realizing what I was on back then. I'm like, man, I was getting out that game early, man. That don't end well for a lot of us. Up in all these clubs, man, and ain't no telling what to go down in the club, man. Somebody that looked at you the wrong way, somebody that did something, now you responded, and now you getting shot or doing the shooting. Man, everybody got time for that, man. Like, we ain't got time for that. Once I came into this knowledge of who the original man is, I started to act on that knowledge instantly. I acted great peace. I started to act on that knowledge instantly. I put it into motion. I say, boom, This is my true nature. Let me live this out. All this information is meaningless if I'm not putting it into motion. So once I come across this information that's uplifting me, I got to put it into motion. I got to put it into motion. That's what I started doing. Once I came across the information for a reason. I came across Elijah Muhammad's teachings for a reason. I came across the culture that I'm immersed in for a reason. It was a reason that I came across all of this, man. So I got to put it into motion. It wasn't, I didn't come across this information just to read it and forget it. I came across this information and these stories so I could put it into motion and apply it to my life, apply it to myself. Man, y'all that came across my channel for a reason. Y'all didn't just come across my channel just to come across it. It's a reason why y'all here. It's a reason why y'all tapped in. It is a reason why y'all commenting, man. You got to make it make sense. It's a reason why I came into some of the platforms I was tapped into, man. Them platforms changed my life. Man, when I started watching these debates, when I started watching them lectures back in the day, like it was a reason why I tapped into that, man. It was a reason why I wasn't tapping into that for entertainment, for fun. No. It was a reason why I came across that, fam. Especially when just a few months ago, I wasn't on any of that. So, fam, it was like, I could see if you was born into this, then that's partially the reason why you was born into it. But fam, when you wasn't born into a lifestyle and you coming across it, man, you gotta open them eyes, man. It's a reason. It's a reason, fam. It's a reason for you coming into that, man. Everything acting crazy. I'm dropping phones, but it's a reason that you coming into all of that, man. It's a reason why I came into that. So I don't know about y'all, but I don't believe in no coincidences and things like that. You know, so when I come across something, it's a connection somewhere. I'm going to extract a reason, man. I ain't just coming across this just because, man. I'm going to take a reason from this. It's going to be something, whether I got to make up the reason or not. I'm about to come up with a reason why I'm encountering this right now. I'm going to give it meaning. Best believe that. I ain't about to just be acting like, man, I'm just coming across this just because. Just because. Like, just because, nah, that ain't finna sit well with me. So let me go ahead and think about this. If I got to create the reason, so be it. I'm going to create the reason. At the end of the day, we always creating the reason. AI for sure. Hey, Terenzo, it's crazy. I just started working with this client. She likes to hike, and she was putting me on to some places in Colorado. Man, I done forgot what she done said. I gotta ask her again. But she was like, when people think of Colorado, they just think of Denver. She started naming some other little places where she walk on where she go hiking, all that good stuff, man. And she was like, it's serious. she named one particular place. She was like, man, you got to take some breaks when you do some hiking up there. But yeah, man, I forgot what she said though. I'm pretty sure you know. But she named some other little cities in Colorado. And she was talking about the hiking there, and she was like, she loved to go to them joints and hike. And I was like, man, hey, hiking is something I got to get into. I ain't finna act like I've been hiking out here. All right, Amen. See, I explained this, and I'm gonna have to address this because I just got to do it because everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is part of what I'm saying. You know, we gonna have this conversation, not finna let it slide because we not gonna do that because I've explained it and I'm real adamant about this. And a lot of times when people start asking folks why they refer to themselves as black, as if they are presenting some type of new information to somebody, as if a person is not in the know, I gotta correct that every time. Because most of us that refer to ourselves as black, we are well versed in history and a lot of different things. So when they start saying that, they start speaking it as if they done came into some knowledge that they just surpassed the game, and that ain't necessarily the case. I done broke it down on the last stream, and I'm gonna have to break it down once again. When you start talking about American Indians, fam, when we really start tracing that lineage, do you think your entire lineage starts from American Indians? Do you really think that? Have we done a DNA test that will show and prove that your lineage starts at American Indians? That's one of the first questions that we're gonna have to ask. But outside of that, I don't even really care about that. You know what I'm saying? Because first, before we refer to ourselves as Black, we refer to ourselves as the original people of the planet Earth. And when we do that, we got a color spectrum. And this Indian that you talk about falls under the red man in the color spectrum that we talking about. Because when you start tracing humanity back, the very first people that the very first, I don't even want to say humans, but the very first people that populated the planet wasn't red, wasn't brown. We got jet black people. We got jet black people that once populated this planet. We still got some of them that exist. We still got some of them that exist. You still got places where you can go find these jet black people. I would fall under the category of brown in regards to the skin tone if we being technical. But we do have jet black individuals. We do have jet black individuals. Got them. You could go, find these people. Trying to tell you. So this ain't made up in regards to pigmentation being black. We could actually find people who definitely have this pigmentation. But outside of even that, once again, outside of that, when we refer to ourselves as Black, when we mention the word Black, we are talking about an essence. And if you are studying any type of history, if you study your American history, you will understand how powerful that word once was, especially when it comes to the 60s, and you start studying folks like Stokely Carmichael, and you even start studying the Nation of Islam. All of these people that were united under the term Black, and when they started to use Black power and how that was a symbol of unification, you will start understanding the significance of that word, of that particular concept, and how it is more of an essence. Again, when we speak in scientifically, everything emerged out of what? Everything didn't emerge out of American Indian. Everything didn't emerge out of Yoruba. Everything didn't emerge out of Nigerian. Everything didn't emerge out of that. Everything emerged out of what? Darkness, which is what we refer to as Black. The same color of this phone, fam. Same color of this phone when it's on sleep mode. Black. Everything emerged out of that, fam. Everything emerged out of that, fam. So when you start talking about science, like I have done in the last stream, we got real deep into the science of Black and into the science of darkness. Everything emerged out of that darkness, and from that darkness came what? Life, fam. So when we start saying Black, we are talking about the essence of humanity. Everything emerged out of Blackness. Triple stage darkness was the origin of life, fam. So when we start talking about Black, we are grouping all of us in this category, fam. Everything emerged from people that look like you, from people that look like me. That is what we are meaning by Black, fam. We not about to separate and divide, fam, and start saying, well, you this tribe and you that tribe. We are dealing with unification. That is what Black power meant. We took all the people from all of these different tribes, from all these different backgrounds, whatever, and we unified them under this umbrella of Black power, fam, because the whole world was trying to attack us because of this pigmentation of our skin. Fam, at the end of the day, they didn't care about the tribe, man. They was gonna treat us all the same. So we took that term and we put everybody under that. And that's why you was Black power. You was putting the fist up. Our people was putting the fist up. We ain't care about none of that other stuff, fam. Because all of that, again, at the end of the day, is irrelevant. It don't matter if you think that you an American Indian, fam. They don't think that, nor do they care. They will still treat you the same way that they gonna treat me, calling myself Black. They're going to treat you the same way that they're going to treat somebody that calls themselves a Hebrew Israelite. They're going to treat you the same way that they treat a person that refers to himself as a Muslim. They're going to treat you the same way that they treat a person that refers to themselves as Moor. So these little petty differences it ain't even that deep, fam. If you want to think you an American Indian, go ahead and think that, believe that, fam. But if you are about to allow that to cause division amongst the righteous people, then that's part of the problem. You more a part of the problem than you are the solution. Fam, I don't care what you call yourself. I let people call themselves anything, and I'm not about to get on their stream trying to correct them and ask them why they do that, because that is irrelevant. When it's wartime, they're going to view us all the exact same. They're not about to say, oh, we're going to attack this tribe over here, we're going to attack that tribe over there. No, anybody that is a reflection of my pigmentation and darker and a few shades lighter getting killed the same way, getting attacked the same way. It don't matter what you call yourself, fam. Don't matter. I can use the term black. I can say you, the black man is God. You the original man. I can say you a Moor. I can say you an Israelite. I can say you a Muslim. I can say you all of this. You Yoruba. All of that. I can use all of these tribes. It doesn't freaking matter. But when we start talking about science, we can't negate the power of blackness and darkness. And it is an essence more than anything. Fam, we not even talking about tribe, nationalities, all of that good stuff. And we could even get into the origins of all of that. But when we start talking about black, man, we go into the origin of everything, origin of life, and how that's the essence. When folks talk about a spirit, fam, when they talk about your spirit, when they talk about your essence, that's what blackness is, bro. That's what blackness is, fam. That is your essence, fam. That is your essence, man. That's that spirit, fam. Like that is that. That is what that is, man. I'm getting sick and tired of explaining this, actually, but I'm explaining it every time somebody comes and says something like that. Because again, this is part of the problem. I ain't getting on somebody that's a Hebrews page like, why are you referring to yourself as an Israelite? You the God, black man. I'm not gonna do that, fam, because I don't really care. At the end of the day, you realize that we got this common enemy. You saying some stuff I can rock with, and that's good enough for me. It's great. It's good enough for me. You can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. I ain't got time to debate that. Because we can call ourselves plenty of things, fam. I promise you, if I did a DNA test right now, it's going to trace it back to a tribe in Africa. Guarantee you, I promise you that it's going to do that. I promise you. I promise you that that's where mine is going to go back to. But I'm still going to refer to myself as black, fam. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to do it. And I got a very good reason. I got a very good explanation behind it, because we dealing with science. We dealing with science. See, when we start bringing blackness into the picture, we bringing science into the mix. You know, they don't think we know science, but we do. We understand that from that blackness, you can get everything. You can get every color. You can get every color. You can get everything from that blackness, fam. But it can't be the vice versa. It can't be the vice. It can't be vice. You can't flip that and everything comes out of that pale face. Like, nah, we understand the essence. We understand the power of darkness, of blackness. So if you can't handle the metaphysics, if you can't handle that type of talk, then you don't want to have that conversation about blackness and things like that, because we speaking in metaphysical and scientific terms, fam, like straight up. You know, so if I got to keep taking it there, I'm gonna take it there every chance I get. Because when people start coming and saying, why do you refer to yourself as black, and they start talking ridiculous, like it's technically you not black as far as your skin tone, or they start trying to tell me what type of tribe, like, nah, man, nobody got time for that. I didn't study all of it. I didn't studied all of these tribes. I didn't study DNA. I didn't study too much history for people to be talking to me crazy like that in regards to black. Fam, I studied all the history. I didn't study a lot of tribes. I didn't study all of that. I didn't study the Hebrew Israelites. I didn't study the text. I didn't read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I didn't study the Moors. I didn't study Muslims. I didn't study all of these groups. And I'm still settling on the term black. You know, so again, well versed on a lot of these things, and we still gonna settle the term black. You either like it or love it. I'm not about to question the Moor, because I understand why he calls himself that. Cool with it. Just don't come at me for my choice of what I want to refer to my people as. Because at the end of the day, we still really referring to the same people. Fam, when I say black, fam, I'm referring to the same people you referring to. That's what's crazy about it, fam. You know who I'm talking about when I say black. That's what I don't like. When I say black people, y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Don't start acting foolish. When I say black people, y'all know who I'm talking about. If I tell you to draw a picture of black, you gonna draw a picture of a person that look like me. Stop playing. Y'all know. Y'all know, fam. When I say black people, man, stop acting like y'all we don't know what that means, fam. Like for real, man, we gotta stop doing that, fam. We gotta stop doing it. We gotta really, really, really stop doing that. Cause I didn't explain this black thing several times, and I didn't did streams on it. So this ain't something that I ain't just calling myself black because I heard somebody. Nah, I studied it. I studied darkness. I studied blackness. You know, when I heard people start saying the black man, I was like, man, let me study that. Let me study that. So I studied blackness, and it led to me studying science. This book right here, the Book of God, an encyclopedia of proof that the black man is God. This book got science in it. It's got science in it, man. Science in it, man. I wish I could let me see if I could find some science in this joint, man. We dealing with the science. Look at that. Chapter, what we looking at? Chapter 5 in this book is entitled Adam, a law of the original man, the atom and the origin of the cosmos. So we dealing with science, fam. We dealing with strict science out here. Like we like in the quarks, leptons, like for real. Like we gonna really start we gonna really start dealing with some science out here, fam. We really dealing with the science. And let me just see if I can find some quotes, man, that's something different than what I done said. Like, look at, I mean, they talking about origin stories. You know what I'm saying? That's talking about the first universal egg was the black womb of space in which existed the primordial God force. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. We about to get into the science. Like all these ancient cultures, they realize this. They realize this, man. They realize it, man. I mean, this is a scientific chapter. We talking about atoms. Like if I start reading all these highlights, if I start reading all the things I highlighted in this particular chapter, like atom as a center of force, a phase of electrical phenomena, center of energy active through its own internal makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like we get into the atom. We break it down to atom in this exact chapter that's talking about the black man. Like this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's scientific. You know what I'm saying? The atom composed of several subatomic particles. Got the nucleus of the atom. Accounts for approximately 98% of its mass. Come on now. Like it can get real. Hey, look, these 12 atoms known in religious language as the 12 sons of God. Like, man, we could take all of that and we could apply some science to it. In its first few seconds, our universe was an undifferentiated soup of matter and radiation. It took a few minutes for things to cool down enough for protons and neutrons to form into simple nuclei of heavy hydrogen and helium. But it was still far too hot for entire stable atoms to hold together. For the next 300,000 years, the universe was somewhat like the interior of a star filled with protons. Look, as soon as an atom began to form, it was immediately ripped apart by the radiation. As the universe continued expanding, its temperature and energy gradually fell. Having lost a critical amount of energy, the photons could no longer tear away electrons from circling around nuclei. Like we studying science, fam. Like we studying science. We are studying science. Like look at the laws of nature must have existed before even time began in order for the beginning to happen. Like come on, this is the stuff that we had to tap into. This is the type of stuff or the type of material that I was having to read in order for me to settle on what I settled on. Like for real. AI Matrix, you say, could we have bad guys? That's actually a good question, because I feel like when it comes to the concept of God, there is this, I guess, misconception that God is all loving. If you read the Old Testament, you will see that God is a jealous God. Man, God, man, listen. Hey, it's all type of even even in Islam, they got 99 attributes of God or 99 attributes of Allah. You know, but when you read the Old Testament, man, he's a vengeful God, he's a jealous God. Man, God don't like people in the Old Testament, fam. Like real. God was angry in that joint. So God has many characteristics, just like you got the 99 attributes of Allah in Islam. They letting you know, this is why I tell you, God is a man. So it's a misconception that when we talk and use the term God, that we talking about an all-loving something. No, there are many different attributes of God. God wasn't just one way, fam. And you can read the Old Testament. You can study Islam for that, fam. And any person that's true to studying either book will tell you the same thing that I'm telling you. So we apply that to us in human form, you know. So you could definitely have a jealous God. You can have a vengeful God. You know, you can have a God that's out for revenge. You can have a God that's dealing with destruction. The time for peace, the time for war, that's in the Bible. That's a Bible quote. So even God in the Bible letting you know it's a time for peace, it's a time for war. Even when you start studying some of them white cultures, man, they got a God for some of everything. So every culture was understanding that God comes with different attributes. And some cultures, what you have polytheism, some cultures gave these different attributes different names. So they created separate gods for each attribute. The God of war, the God of this, the God of the sea, the God of the underworld. You know what I'm saying? So you have different cultures that did that. But man, most of these cultures, most of these religions, most of the doctrine, they would say, man, God wasn't just one way, you know, which is showing you the man-like quality of this God that we talking about, man. You go study the Bible, you go study the Quran, you go 99 attributes, and you gonna see that this guy had all type of different attributes and qualities and things like that. So I don't necessarily want to use the word bad per se, but now you can have a God that's, when it's time to do some destroying, they willing to do the destroying. That ain't that. Sometimes you gotta destroy in order to build. So we could use the term bad, but man, that's kind of subjective, because what one person views as bad, another person can view as good. You know what I'm saying? So it might be a rhyme or reason for that destruction. We might not be able to see it yet though. So we might be viewing it impulsively as, man, that's messed up. But then down the line, we start to understand the reasoning for this happening. You know, so I ain't gonna even use the term good or bad. But you had plenty of gods in all different type of cultures that was capable of doing a lot, that did a lot. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't just one way. Yeah, the God of war. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes when we got to go to war. You know what I'm saying? We got to go to war, man. So you would be a fool to think God was just some all loving this, that. Nah, if you did so, like in the Bible, and I'ma just use the Bible, man, because a lot of people know the Bible. But man, you dealing with a God that was like, look, if you not following my laws and rules, I'm gonna wipe the whole city out. You know what I'm saying? Like you did. That's what you were dealing with in the man. If y'all not following my rules and laws, I'm wiping this whole city out. I'm wiping this whole city out. Y'all want to act like this? I'm finna come wipe this whole city out. Y'all out here acting crazy. This ain't how y'all need to be at. Wipe the whole city out. Bow. Y'all forget all y'all. This is what we dealing with. And when you start talking to folks that's of that belief system, they want to ignore that. Can't ignore that. It's in there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's in there for a reason, fam. Let's not ignore that. Matter of fact, you realizing that God was a God of war and that God would take his wrath out on people for not following his laws and commandments should actually be something that you apply. You know, so I tell the man, you study that God in that Bible, man. That's what I'm trying to tell. Study that. Study that. Fam, you laying down the law and you got folks that's not following your laws, fam. And you the God of your universe. It's like, man, hey, I'm gonna let y'all have this wrath this first time, but y'all not listening, man. You got to go. This is over with. Fam, I laid down the laws and the commandments of this household, and y'all ain't enforcing, y'all ain't listening to what it is that I'm saying. It's time to end this. You know, y'all finna listen to what it is that I'm out here telling y'all to do. Fam, I done took my time out to make these laws and create this foundation, and y'all not listening. All right, then. Keep playing with me. You know, discipline. These children will get disciplined, fam. Y'all not listening. Y'all not following the guidelines and the principles that was laid out for y'all to follow. Y'all being disobedient. This is the way this is the old school way of being raised. You know, the men came with the principles. Found that the women enforced the principles, fam. That's what the women did. They enforced. Hey, your daddy said y'all can't be running around this house at 9 o'clock at night. So stop running around this house, or I'm gonna let your daddy know. That used to instill all the fear. When you had the pops in your life, all your mama had to do was threaten you with, I'm gonna tell your daddy. And we was like, all right, cool, never mind. Never mind. We finna chill on now. We didn't want that type of wrath at all. You ain't want that type of punishment, man. You ain't want to deal with that. You know, so you gotta respect the laws that the man came in there and told us what. Look, don't have these kids doing this, that, and the third. If word got around that we was doing this, that, and the third, it was problems, man. We was finna get disciplined. Like my grandfather, man, go get the swing. We was finna get disciplined, man. We didn't disobey the laws of his household. So he turned into the God of war. Y'all want to be disobedient to my laws of the household, y'all about to get punished for it. Y'all about to get punished for it. I told y'all what not to do. Y'all did it anyway. Punishment. Now they taking away that. You know, you can't do nothing. A kid don't do what you done told him to do. You can't touch him. You touch him, you liable to get the people called on you, and you liable to lose your kid. And that's a fact. You liable to lose your whole kid, fam. You finna lose your whole kid because you disciplined them and they didn't do what you told them to do. You know, you can't do that in 2023. Can't do it. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I gotta make some moves. I gotta head back up to this gym, finish off these clients. I appreciate y'all tapping in with the kid, man. I appreciate the donations, man. The cash, I appreciate all the love. I gotta make my second smoothie the other day. Y'all already know we're gonna promote health at the end, you know, but I gotta make this second smoothie for the day and head back up to this gym, finish off my day. So I'm gonna let y'all have a peaceful Friday evening or a peaceful rest of the Friday evening here, man. So y'all be easy. Make sure y'all get enough water in. Make sure y'all get some sleep. You know, make sure y'all do some reading. Make sure y'all do some meditating. Do y'all affirmations and exercise and get y'all fruits and veggies in. And do some journaling. You know, gratitude journals and all that good stuff, man. But I don't know when I'm going to tap back in with y'all. Maybe one day this weekend. Who knows? If not, probably tap in with y'all on Monday. Or I should say Tuesday. But y'all be easy, man. I appreciate y'all as always. I'm out. Peace.